Hello, hello. We're back. We're back. Oh, hi Monica. Hi Seth. Aw, Maisie's sitting there being really cute. We're going to do a run into the Bunghole of the Moon. We're gonna grab all the best weapons, and then we're gonna check out like the extra stuff that we might be able to do. I figure we may as well get the best gear possible. Maybe she does too. You good girl. And then we're gonna grab all that stuff, and then we're gonna see what things we can do prior to like endgame, and then figure out if we should just beat the game, then do the post-game stuff for the Ultima mod, or you know, what have you. I'm making the executive decision that I'm not gonna probably work on Edward. That might be just something I do passively just to see what it's like, but I'm not gonna do it outright.
Baby's head.
Come here, Maze.
Head on your head.
Yes, she does. So we're gonna go to the moon core. We're gonna even see if we can get some pigtails. We might luck out.
I feel she's so fat and belly that she has to get her tippy toes back here.
It means we're feeding her good. She's not starving. So yeah, we're gonna head on that in that direction with our playthrough here, because there's so much content, and I have a list somewhere of all the little places that we have we weren't able to visit or go inside and do anything with. So that way, when we finally have access to those places, we're gonna go systematically one by one and check them all out. Hopefully complete what's there to do and all that good stuff. So how are you guys doing? How's chat doing today? There is my notepad. There is my notepad. No, that's not my notepad. Where is my notepad? With all of my notes. For what we... Oh, I see it. Kinda. Notepad. No, there it is. There it is. I think there's even stuff I've not marked on here that we found around here.
I saw all of them. They're like, yeah, fist bump, fist bump, fist bump. And then George put the
Yeah, Edge is officially George Clooney. Which is weird because you've not seen that many George Clooney movies, so for you to think of him as George Clooney, right? There we go. Mark that up. So we're all good there. My brother's in town visiting. He kind of was coming down and didn't bother. I guess he did bother to tell people, but people didn't tell us he was coming down. So
make sure you get ham or some steaks later.
yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that maybe tomorrow when he's not here. Not that that's an issue. I like our little idea, right? I'll make some ham for Meeps and ours Christmas. We're gonna get to spend Christmas together by ourselves with Maze. The family's going out of town, and I can't be, away from, town. So yeah, this cave we couldn't go into earlier, so we'll make a mental note, as they say. No, my brother and I do get along. That's not actually the issue. My brother puts a little too much faith in the rest of my family to, communicate. So like I guarantee you, he said he was coming down like 2 weeks ago. Meeps and I found out Saturday, which was my birthday, that he was coming Monday. And then it was like, oh, hey, you know, your friends are going to be free to help us do all this stuff around the house, right? And it's like, what? You're telling us literally the day before he comes down? Or a day before the day, rather. But, like, no, nobody's going to be fucking free. And so my brother's like, and I talk about it briefly, he's like, oh, they didn't fucking tell you? And I took a screenshot of when I got the text, and he's like, wait, they texted you literally, like, they've known it, and he goes, dude, they've known about it for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, they don't tell me shit. And they wonder why nothing gets done, because they don't fucking tell me shit. So, you know. And
Did you make sure to message Hobo, by the way?
I did. I messaged him. He hasn't responded to it. I figure we'll just talk to him about it later and be like, you know, if I know it seems like he didn't remember.
Because I showed you the messages on her.
Yeah, it's fine. There's no even if it's like maybe we're misremembering, it's not a big deal either way. I mean, I'm sure he'd help us regardless because we got valuable stuff in the attic. Fucking all my OG Nintendo games be up there. So, but yeah, my brother and I get along fine. We're very different people, though. That, and you would say that, right? We're cut from, even though we're blood related and everything, we are very different people. I was the nerdy band game kid. He was the jock. He's older. He's a year and 11 months older. And heaven forbid he will not let me forget that. Yeah, but he's a year and 11 months older. But we have very different upbringings, huh?
The rate he's going, you're gonna be older one day.
Yeah, I mean, my brother's borderline alcoholic. And that's being generous, I think, right? I mean, I don't need to get very personal, so I'm not going to, actually. I'm going to retract what I was about to say, right? I probably shouldn't bring that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a borderline alcoholic. He gets stuff done. He's a go-getter. He does get stuff done, but he has zero real hobbies. His hobbies are drinking at the Elks Lodge and drinking at the Elks Lodge. I can't think of anything else that he does. Where I was the nerdy kid, you know, who was in band, and hence why I pursued a career in music for 20 years. Yeah, we're just very different people. I liked fantasy and, you know, I liked video game RPGs. My brother, video game wise, only really liked fighting games and sports games, and he was terrible at both. And holy fuck, did he always fucking lose his shit when we would play, because I was good at video games just in general, and he would literally throw fucking fits. Like, he would start screaming at me, and he'd fucking slam our, like, Nintendo controllers on the ground as hard as he could, and he would, like, start violently punching me as hard as he could because I beat him in Street Fighter 2. He even would do it in the arcades where my parents would catch him and then start fucking giving him shit. But yeah, you know, he was a sore loser is what he was. And I still hold it to him today, but you know, he's over all that now. Not like that anymore. But you know, just we're very different people. I'd beat him, and then the funny thing he would do, which never made sense to me even to this day, he would pit me up at, like, we'd go to Aladdin's Castle, which was an arcade in our local mall, and his friends would be there and stuff, and he'd be like, Nick, you gotta beat my friends in fucking Mortal Kombat 1, and you gotta do fatality. And I'm like, all right. And he goes, you gotta do the trick too, you gotta do the whole thing. And I'm like, what's the whole thing? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, the thing where you let them pick which character you're gonna be. So they always picked, like, the perceived worst character, which, funny enough, it made me really good at Street Fighters, because they always made me play Zangief or Dhalsim. And so, yeah, and I'd beat their asses with Zangief and Dhalsim, you know. Zangief's a good character if you know how to use him, you know. He's really good. You just have to know, like, you have to know how to do all the pile drivers, and you know, the catching pile driver, so that way every time they try to jump kick you, you just fucking catch them and pile drive them. and whatnot. And then my brother was he would cheat. He would like, oh, he wouldn't cheat. You can't really cheat, no. He would do what we would call cheat moves, which is he'd sit there and play as Blanca and just make himself electrocute all the time, so you couldn't hit him. But then I'd be Dulcim every, you know, bat fight, and I'd just yoga fire his ass the entire time. And he'd fucking have a fucking throw fit. And he screamed like the weirdest scream. It would be like this high pitched. I can't even do it because there would be a squeal with it. You know what I mean? I can't. All you heard me was just make this weird guttural noise. I can't even emulate it. It's very bizarre. Yeah, it would be the part where Christopher Lloyd's like, and I talk just like that. It would have been like that, yeah. That's actually accurate to how it would have been. He was just such a sore loser, and to a fault. But you know, and then I guess he gets it. He must get it from my father. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because my dad used to play video games. We're talking like Atari and stuff like that, and he gave all of that up when Nintendo came out. He bought a Nintendo. He got like 4 or 5 games, and I want to say it was Final Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda. He got Mega Man 1, Romance of Three Kingdoms, and there was this one other game, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Early on, and I beat all of them. Every single one of them I beat. And I was... How old would I have been in 89? 5? 6? Somewhere in there. And I beat Final Fantasy 1 when I was like 6 years old. And it pissed him off so much he quit playing video games. He could never get past Mount Gulg. And same with Final Fantasy 2. He tried to play Final Fantasy 4, rather. Right? He tried to get back into it. So when we got Final Fantasy 4, he tried to beat it. He could not get past Mount Ordeals. He didn't understand how to win that fight. You know, the fight where you don't do anything? You just defend the whole time? Yeah, he couldn't get past that fight. And his best friend at the time was a friend. His name was I told you about Jack and David, right? You know, Jack went off to be a professional soccer player, right? And then he screwed that up by somehow. His dad was still playing video games. He got in Final Fantasy 2. He got all the way to where did he get stuck? He got stuck. He couldn't get past the CPU boss, where you have to kill the healing one first deal. He couldn't get past that, and so I sat down, and he used to let his son try to do it as long as he didn't fuck up his save or anything, right? And then I said, oh yeah, I beat the CPU boss. And I remember my dad just looking at Big Jack going, yeah, my son's fucking genius at these fucking games. I don't know how he fucking does it. Which is a load of shit. I was not a genius at anything. But that's what he would tell him. And so I did it, right? And Big Jack's like, holy shit, there's an order you gotta kill him in? It's like, yeah, and these are like guys who were fucking brilliant engineers who couldn't figure that out. You know what I mean? I mean, no offense to Big Jack. He's a great guy. But damn, did he not know what was going down? How to do any of that? It was cool. It was really cool because and then Big Jack. I was friends with his youngest son David. And Big Jack is like, well, what other games have you beaten? And he pulled out like David and Jack got everything they ever wanted as kids, right? They had every fucking Nintendo game I could think of that was popular. And they pulled out like Dragon Quest, not Dragon Quest. Fuck. What did they have? The one game they didn't have was Earthbound, Breath of Fire, because Big Jack liked RPGs. They had Breath of Fires 1 and 2. And I had already beaten those, and Big Jack never beat most of them, and I just told him how to get through the parts he got stuck on. And every time every like year, every couple of months rather, like maybe 2-3 times a year, he would like pull me off to the side and be like, "Hey Nick, I want to show you this fucking game I'm playing right now." I'd be like, "All right, what is it?" And then he'd show me where he's like, "I can't beat this guy. What should I do?" And sometimes it was just something simple like, "Dude, just level up. You need to level up more until you get a certain spell or skill." And then sometimes he would just fucking forget to do things entirely. But I always kind of had some kind of answer for him, and he really liked that. But those were the days. And I did remember sitting there watching him beat the final boss of this game. And he couldn't do it. And so I had to do it. And then he watched me do it. And then he then picked up the controller and tried it himself. He immediately reset it once I beat Zeramus. And then tried to do it himself. And it took him like 2 or 3 tries, but he did it. It was funny because he didn't have the knife. Which was kind of funny. So I got to show him how to get the knife. That's, you know, Edge's like uber gib skill. But I still, you know, it was fun being a kid and like showing the adults, look at this is how you do this hard, quote unquote hard stuff. Uh-huh. Yeah. And there's something about it. So yeah, we're just grabbing the best weapons down here. We're not gonna go all the way to the deepest part. Or well, I think there's some weapons down there, but we can't warp from there. We gotta back out, I think. I think there's a point of no return, but we're gonna prevent that from happening. Here's the thing. I know some of you have played this mod before. Should I just beat the game and then do all the post-game shit, or what? You know, that's the question. Because I don't know how they designed the post-game stuff in this game, so that's why I would ask. Not so fast, Zemus. I'm disappointed. First Golbez and now Kane. But you and your friends will die here. I don't think so. What the shit? What the fuck? This is different. Ow. You highly recommend beating it for... Well, then we'll just beat it. What do you think, Meek? Do you think we should just beat it? Like they're suggesting, and then do all the side stuff? Because then if I just get tired of doing it, I could just stop, right? I know that sounds terrible. Yeah, we'll do that, I think.
I know you want to see all the new stuff that this has to offer, right?
Well, yeah, and that's the only way we're going to get to do that is to progress through and beat the game.
Can
right.
you make different multiple save files?
I think so, yeah. I should be able to.
Okay, so you can see.
Yeah. Alright, well, I think we'll do that. A game plus mode is what the question is do you have to play through the whole game again, but everybody's at the level that they're at, or like
Let's move on to other games.
I do want to move on to other games, yeah. And that sounds like if I have to play through the whole game again, well, then again I'm at a really high level, I could probably get through most of it very quickly, but you don't remember? Okay, well, I'll make a secondary save then, because here's my thought process. I'm still gonna do it, but I don't need to stream myself going through the whole game again. Does that make sense, Meeps? I could just get to the part where I can explore both the moon and the not moon, the Earth, the E-Arth, and just do it all that way. Light Warrior's great. You wanna know what he put? Rushing the bunghole, bringing the TP of light. Skilly bop and bop. Nuke this bitch. No weakness is found. Hmm. He's almost dead. Just want to make sure we have everybody up for the XP. Because Edge, Redius, and Rosa are the furthest behind compared even to the other characters, excluding the Bard, the spoony one. Cecil learned Big Guard. Whoop. And there was something else learned in there, and I totally missed it. And something in the items. What? Oh, we learned Pearl. What is Big Guard? Questions. That might be really cool, but it looked like somebody learned something else and I totally missed what it was. It looked like black magic, so maybe Edge? No. Oh, shit, Rydia. Well, that's the way it should be, baby. Yeah. Nothing new there. Nothing there. That's something she learned. Kane? No. Thought there was something he learned, but whatever. With a dash, shell and protect all in one with a dash of haste. OP. Oh, it's probably single target, right? They're not gonna make that AoE, right? That would just be OP. Why would I not open with that in every boss fight? But I do feel shell and protect don't work very well in this version of the game. It is on everyone. Look at that. I'm not gonna waste it. I'm saving that for later. Moon stars. No, Blink was in there. And I think Shell and Protect were too, and I think they worked. I think they worked fine. I remember using Shell and Protect, and it did seem like it had an effect. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they were there. But I can't remember. It's been so long. Because Blink worked because I know I used it to beat behemoth fights back then. That was my strategy for fighting behemoths back then. No? One of these days I should pull out the original Final Fantasy II and check. See what was like there now. Ooh! A new claw! That would be for Yang. So they really did do some updating here. Because I don't know why I did that. That's not necessarily a better heal. They're going to start hitting us with those breath attacks. They're going to be bad. Yep, they've already begun. Interesting. Well, that's good. Who doesn't like little regen? Oh, it's almost over. Better heart for Edward. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I just fought one of these. I don't want to fight another one. Path of the Rising Sun. Oh, it's another Rising Sun. Is it better than the Pinwheel? It is. Summon, because there's a save point right there. Yeah, we'll check. Yeah, I was gonna check that out once I got to the save point. All right, let's take a look at that. So 164, 60, 24, 135, 63, 7. So it's weaker, but it adds lightning holy attack. And it kills giants and casters. And it applies paralysis as well. And it boosts his base stats a bit as well. That's interesting. I still think this is higher damage, significantly higher damage output though. But those benefits are really good. Applying that to Yang would be great. Because that probably would be... He doesn't have better weapon option, really. I guess, no, he has the boomerangs, but... Huh. That makes me question some of that, in a way, but... Being silly.
What?
Silly cute.
I drank a sip of Pepsi.
And it was cute. It was super cute. Ye shall visit Hades before ye grab this blade.
I saw somebody asking what game they should get on the Switch for $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them just try out demos until they find one that they like.
And they're like, no.
Is that like a... Well, I just posted it. You think that's a bullshit answer?
No. No, that would be an answer most people would.
Because I feel
maybe
bad
say.
because they have two comments going, dude, you gotta get Spirit Team.
Ugh.
Right?
Yeah, we would argue very much against getting that.
But I don't want to like call that comment out. Like, no, that game's gross. Just fucking start shit.
Yeah.
So I gotta just hope that they fucking take my advice, not theirs.
Yeah. The reason I'm not going to change the lineup is because I think we're about to get one of Edge's front row weapons, so it kind of defeats the purpose, right? So, just as a heads up. That's why, if you're wondering why I haven't done that, I'm just lazy. I'm being very, very lazy. Ooh. He dimmed it real good, didn't he? God damn it. Just so we don't get hit by Quake again. Okay, so lightning heals him. And he flings it right back at us. Great. Edge is down. No, he's still in it. That way our healing output doesn't get slowed down any further. And Paladin is down. And we get the Dragon Whip, which is weird. But whatever. And the Mazamoon really learns Storm. So we got maybe a rare drop here. Okay, it lowers her magic output, but it raises her damage to 112. And it actually raises her defense as well. And it kills dragons. I don't know if I should leave this on her or not. They're pretty good. Yeah, odd but cool. We'll leave it on for a little while, I think, but I might take it off later. Let's see about the Murasame. So it's a little better than the Rising Sun. Rydia's best whip, huh? Whip it good. And we will leave it on because it's pretty good. It's more damage. And more resistance, so yay for that. Heal up. Well, we can take a look at it. Because all the weapons are very different than they were in the original, clearly. As the Murasame just freaking sent a tidal wave on the enemy. So let's see here. Well, it raises agility, but it doesn't seem to do a better option. I think we'll leave the Rising Sun on for now. We're going to get his other sword down here anyway, so... It didn't seem to raise his strength all that much. Or the multiplier. Actually, I think it lowered it. I will check again. It seems like they may have dwarfed it. Well, but we'll double check. It's always good to make sure, you know? I'd rather have said I looked at it twice than be wrong for multiple hours of the game, you know, it'd be just because I was too stubborn to not look it up. Or not look at it, rather. I mean, we are comparing it to a different weapon entirely, so... Yeah, it doesn't lower the multiplier, but it lowers the damage output by 1. And it lowers defense by 2, so technically... But it gives him better agility? But lower endurance? I don't know. It's negligible. Yeah, we'll get to it, though. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the weapon he's got, so it's not like, you know, it's a big deal. We can actually exit out of here if I'm not mistaken. We may as well. There's nothing left on this side. So we'll warp out of here. We'll save. And then we will re-enter. We'll use the free healing that's here. My phone got unplugged. I mean, experience is nice because I was curious about what the levels and stats would be like, but at the same time, I could just figure that out at the end of the game. Let me see here. Because, you know, Rydia's Rose is at 55. Rydia and Edge are still behind, but they're gonna catch up. They're starting to catch up. I might use our permanent MP or HP up items on Rydia and maybe even Edge if it comes to that. Probably Rydia is gonna get all the HP up items. The MP up might actually go to Cecil for the big guard. If that makes sense. I did not. I'll do it right now, because I'm right here. Doesn't seem like anything has changed, though, to be honest with you. We're gonna see if that hidden chest is there.
Oh boy.
It's not here. It would seem like it'd be on the left side one if it was even there. And then here's my rationale. They extended the size of the left one. They extended the size of the left one, it looks like. And it looks like it might have been there at some point. You see how they extended it too compared to the one over here. And maybe they just, you know, decided not to do it. And then after this, you know, here's the thing: if we do the new game plus and we can't check out like the all the things that I've written down here, and I have to play through the whole game to get to that point again, I'll probably start streaming something else, and then in my downtime just power through the story in New Game Plus, so we can check out those other things that are there, right? Yeah, so whatever, yeah, it seems like whatever it was, they definitely took it out, yeah. Look at this, sweetie. Before this is something that's in in Ultima that usually you would not be able to see where you're going, right? So I kind of find it funny that they show it to you now.
They show you the hidden secret.
A secret of secrets.
It's a little cheaty.
A little bit. We'll put it here. I'd rather have Cecil be more dragon resilient than Kane. But don't you talk about Kane! We barely used any MP or anything, so we'll just save. But we'll keep continuing as normal. Got me a lit bolt. Speaking of that, how's our inventory space looking? It's not full yet, so we don't need to put anything in storage. Do I have a Genji helm? No, I do not. Okay. What is this? Is that Edge's dad? Oh, your majesty, king. It is I indeed, Cecil. My spirit has resided on the moon to learn about the secret of the Nebian. And now I shall pass the skills that I have acquired onto you, but first I must test you. Uh-oh. Oh god, it's Raiden!
God damn it, Odin. I know that's you. It would have been funny if the battle started so you immediately sent Odin after him.
That would be funny. Because there's a chance of that happening, right? Our Final Fantasy, what is it? What would it be? Final Fantasy VI reference? Odin is Raiden and Raiden is Odin. Oh god! Okay, so he's definitely resistant to lightning. $65K. No weaknesses, of course. Summoning Bahamut it is. All other options exhausted. Yeah, that's not gonna fly either. Makes me wonder though, can we blink? No, we already hit him with a blitz and it didn't work. That worked when we fought Odin. It's not working on him. Unless blitz for some reason doesn't count. Ooh! Okay, so... Alright, so I think I know what it is. The bolt weakens that attack, because it only did 500 the last time. I think is what it is, because it didn't stop him. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out right now. Because, yeah, when we fought him before, it wasn't that big of a deal. See if we can steal from him. So sword is up. I didn't even pull it off in time. Okay. Really didn't. Okay, we'll have to either use a lesser bolt or I'll have to use an item. Oopsie, chest. Because last time we had Edge just use Blitz, and that was enough. We opened the fight with Blitz, so we'll just have to do it here. Blink is useless, so we'll just haste characters as we can. Yeah, Bolt is what lowers that attack, because he did 500 to us, and we hit him with Blitz, so that's the only thing it could possibly be. So we definitely need to fast Rydia and Edge. We have a Bolt item on us in case of emergency, but... And then he goes, ugh! Because his nipples are no longer hard. That's what I'm assuming happened here. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's fast Edge. Not gonna have enough time to pull it off. Lit Bolt. Surviving the fight, I think, is more important than trying to steal it. I think we have a Hyperion sword already, strangely enough. I screwed up. Oh, no, I didn't. Healing's not seeming to work here. That'd be hurting. Got him. What do we get for our trouble here? Your light shines brilliantly, Cecil. The world depends on you. I shall wait for you on the lunar whale. Come see me when you wish to learn about the true nature of light and darkness. Slowly summon me as you need. I shall fight by your side. Thank you, your majesty. The king of knights, Raiden, ready for summoning. So what... My question is, what's the difference? We'll have to look. Raiden always works, and Cecil learned a new spell. You learned Cure 3. Cool. I guess. And then Raiden. King of Knights, errant the Lawbringer. Cast time to target all enemies. Hit 100%. Element lightning. Oh, so it's a lightning elemental attack. Yep. Oh yeah, we're gonna go save. We actually want to go back to the whale, lunar whale, if we can, because apparently we can learn more stuff. So let's save, because this is all new. So I definitely want to exploit this. We're gonna head back to the lunar whale, figure out what that's all about, right? Because who knows, it might help us get through the dungeon faster. Fester? Uncle Fester? No, faster. But Uncle Fester, faster! We don't need to fight these guys. They're all old school bullshit. And then, you know, we'll see what this is all about. And one thing too, I know what's in here. Maybe I sold it. I might have sold it. Let's give... I think I did sell it. That. We'll give that because we're not going to use it. That. The Apollo, the God Hand. The Genji. Give all that in there. And the Bomb Arm. Fuck it, we'll throw the Bacchus in there. I'm not going to use that anytime soon anyway. Cleaned it all up. Alright. Before we do anything, let's save. So we might be forced into a fight. We'll hit up the snooze arenas, and then we'll talk to Der Majesty, wherever he is supposed to be. There he is. He's a different color. Darkness does not necessarily equate evil. Let your dark powers unleash. Oh shit, look, Meeps. Turned him into a Dark Knight. Okay. But he can't use... Oh god, it fucked up his weapons. And it's all missing. Hold on, maybe we can go back. Good thing we saved. Okay, it kept all of his other gear. So it allows us to revert back to Dark Knight. I must have, sorry. The Hyperion wasn't very good. We were using it in battle and it didn't do very much compared to what we had already. What does Kane have on him now? He has the Hyperion on him. See? He's got it. And you wanted to see if Edge could use it, right? No, Edge cannot use the Hyperion. So that's interesting. If we want to use Dark Knight Cecil, we can. Don't know why it would, though. Because if he can't use this equipment, then... Which he probably could, but... We're not gonna go to Dark Knight. I like Big Guard. That Big Guard's pretty awesome. Light work. You sold most of them! Ah! Well, I guess at New Game Plus I'll have to get them all back. Maybe, but then I wouldn't have a really good weapon for Kane to use, because his spears, they've not been offering much for spears for him. This is the one time I've played this game where I'm finding Kane using axes and swords more than he's using spears. So I'm wondering what's up. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's clearly a thing. But not much I can, not much really to point out to do about that, really. Other than get his best weapon down here. Right? Well, yeah, I could have stolen a second one, but, I mean, I'm going to get a better spear for Kane anyway. Right? So then the Hyperion will be available if I wanted to use Dark Knight Cecil here. It's cool that they let you do that, though. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, you want to use the Dark Knight Cecil? Here's a souped-up version of him. But to be honest, it's like we have Big Guard with not Dark Knight Cecil, so I don't know why I would want to use Dark Knight Cecil other than the fact that I could. Okay, let's head back and keep going down deeper. Who knows what else we're gonna fucking find in the moon, the butthole of the moon. I tried to. I did raid them as much as they would let me raid them. Some of them, most of them kicked me out. Only one of them allowed me to fight Ultima Weapon, who just one-shotted the entire party. Yeah, that one wouldn't let me fiddle with it. So I just said, fuck it, we'll come back later. So I think it has to be New Game Plus, maybe. because most of the lunar caves did not allow me to either enter them or grab anything inside them. There was a tower that I could do, but I just figured fucking wait. Well, at this point, I may as well wait till I get all the good weapons, too, before heading out and to check what that shit is. And I just figure if they're kicking me out of places and I can't go in, there's not much of a point of hanging around. You know, I may as well just do it for the New Game Plus stuff. I mean, I'm not committed to that entirely. I'm just, like I said, my current project here, I think, is to grab all the ultimate weapons from the dungeon. This dungeon, and then I could debate whether I want to warp out and go and deal with the other stuff. And check it all of it again, because part of it is like, I gotta navigate that fucking forest on Earth, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But we'll, you know, we'll figure it out. Okay, well, we'll figure that all out. Try raiding out. You know, I'm really just down here to get all the secret weapons and stuff for the moment. And then the big decision's gonna come with, do we exit the dungeon and check out all the secret stuff to see what we can do? Okay, well then there you go. That solves it right there. I need to fight through this dungeon anyway. And then right before I get to the final boss, I need to leave. Or once I get all of the master weapons, make a decision about trekking down there. I mean, I can make multiple saves, so... You know, there's no commitment to anything. Right? Wow, his Cure 3 is such trash. Alright. So yeah, don't worry about it. We're here because I want to get all the gear here. Clearly from the sound of it, there's more shit here than I thought, right? Because we just bumped into Dark Knight Cecil opportunity, right? So there's chests here that I don't remember being here. So there are lots of things we can check out here. And it would be good to get the best sword for Cecil, period, bottom line, which is going to be here. The Ragnarok, I think, right? Okay, we did scan this already. For some reason, I thought we didn't. And I know we scanned the golden one, so it can't be that either. Lunch was delicious.
Yeah, hope so. It was cheesecake.
It was delicious Japanese cheesecake. That one's deeper. Nah, don't feel like it. Dragon helm. That better than the glass. No. So Kane's gonna get that. Yeah, that's better. Well, yeah, exactly. When in doubt, scan again. Because 3 characters can do it, may as well. Ooh. This is new. And probably very scary. 17k. Let's just say 18k. No weakness. So we'll hit him hard and hit him. Oh no! The Litinin. She's Bahamut. I don't think we should use Raiden here on lightning based foes. Oh, there goes the edge. I mean, I could try to rob them, but they're destroying me. So I gotta pick the lesser of two evils here. Might be able to kill one and then try to steal from the other. It's just a consumable. And the battle's won. Ooh, lots of XP. Wins the dragon armor. That's probably better than what Cecil's got. Yep. And if we can get more of that glass armor for him later, that would be great. Dragon armlet. That we would give to Kane if it's better than the strength, which... It lowers his attack by 1, but it raises his defense by a very large margin, so we're gonna go with that. But robbing them did not help us, unless they have a rare a steal or something. You can see if Edge can equip the dragon. That's... yeah, his defense would be better for it. But, I don't know. He's got the thief on. He can equip the dragon. I think I'd rather him have the thief, to be honest with you. Grants no immunities. Doesn't change defense. Really doesn't do anything other than raw defense. It's a theory to give it to Edge for sure, but I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Let's pitch a cabin.
Pitch a cabin.
It's like pitching a tent, but thicker.
When you do it with the homes.
Oh shit!
Multiple logs.
Multiple logs. That's what happens when you have a bundle of sticks. Oh no! What have we done? It didn't seem to show any of that, though, in the status page. That's why I'm like, meh about it. I mean, we'll check again, but it didn't look like it did much. Or, well, wait a minute, hold on. Maybe the problem is because Kane already has a piece of that armor on. Don't I want to keep... Wouldn't I want to keep the thief ring on? To help Edge steal a little better, if that's actually what it does. Artemis arrows. Ooh. Ooh. Over here. Well, like I said, I think it was... I don't know what the thief ring does. I just put it on Edge, assuming that it just... It's not... He's not stealing automatically, so it's not like the bandit axe, or brigand axe, rather. So all I could assume from what it did was that it just allows him to whoa. Lake. I would assume it helps him steal better, because it does nothing else. Yeah, so I don't want to take it. Oh, weak against Litman and Aaron projectiles. It's a shame I put all of that away. Oh no! Well, we do have better lightning, so we'll try it out. No! Yeah, that worked. I'm not sure how we're gonna beat this dude. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. And then just revive them one at a time until he does it again. Usually that battle doesn't go that fast, you know? Usually you can... I would assume that that fight... Usually, oh God, I want to say he was guarding one of the weapons originally. So it's weird that we're fighting him there. Was almost dropped the controller.
You good?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like lost in thought while holding the controller, and then I was like, what am I gonna do? Ugh. And yeah, at lower levels, that's definitely the way that you have to kill Plague. I know at higher levels, you just fucking speed kill him. So, let's see what happens. Let's try again.
Billy bastard.
I'm so sorry. Not killing people fast enough. But he does it again, so that's, I guess, though, now it's going to be staggered, right? And he might keep resetting it. Yeah, he's resetting it every time I pick somebody up. So if I keep people weak... Okay, I have an idea. Keep everybody at low level, low health. There we go. Triton. Got a better rod. So we didn't get the crystal. I think I forgot to scan him though, but that's okay. Fuck that fight. We'll scan him next time around. So it's not worth it. That's a nasty fight. Oh, it's not a staff for her. Ah, white mage staff. This must be the hammer, I think, what's her name was talking about? Monica was talking about to give to Edward, maybe? A better attack, better defense, but the multipliers are all lower. That's fine. We can't use Sid. Sid is not he can't join the party in this one. He won't. He's not an option. And I tried too. And it said, I'm going to sit this one out, is what he says. So they took him out for some reason. As one of the options. You would think he'd be a good option to have. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I guess the original concept was white mages should be able to use a mace, but... Let's keep moving. Don't feel like it. Now I'm running a lot, but I just figure we'd power through this at a bit faster speed. Because may as well. Now we're progressing forward. We'll start fighting stuff. Kind of how I am with these sometimes. I don't want to fight something. Oh, look at that. There's even a save point. I guess I could have fought stuff, but oh well. Could use them levels, that's for sure. Oh, I think I see Gilgamesh. Oh, I do want to save my MP. Means we're going to fight Gilgamesh for like the third time. And he's gonna fucking murder me as he always does. Yep, called it. I've been bamboozled. Hey yo. Found the legendary sword, Excalibur. Caliburn. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, that's the idea. Ow. Oh yeah, that's the running gag of any game with Gilgamesh, and he's always got pretty good stuff to steal. I mean, he appears what, first time in Final Fantasy V. All he has is literally the. We stole the Rising Sun. I don't think we can steal it from him. Huh. Maybe we win it from him for beating him. Let's use Big Guard. I'll try to steal from him again, but we're now gonna. I have to start doing some damage. Yeah, that was one of the only ways you could get the Genji armor, was to steal it from Gilgamesh every time you bumped into him. Ooh. Yeah, no weakness. Well, let's try to steal from him again. I just get the impression he's just gonna drop it once we beat him. Yeah, we're just stealing Rising Suns from this dude, which is cool. Ooh.
What?
So cute.
What are you?
You're cute. I know, but you're cute. Yeah. Ooh. God damn it, I just fucking corrected him. Dead. Dead. Might have to redo this fight now that I know how it's gonna play out here. Yep, everybody's dead. except Rydia. Can't run. Yeah, no, he just does too much damage, and I don't think Blank is going to work, because this seems like a non... Caliburn seems like it would bypass that, so I think the idea really is we gotta keep damage high. Anytime anybody gets put in a mine hold, we gotta break out of it, and we gotta, that way we don't have to worry about getting overwhelmed damage wise. Because yeah, Cecil being out of commission for like 3 rounds was really bad, and waiting for Rosa to use heal when any other character could have broken that chain. So we'll do that this time. We clearly don't need to steal from him. We just stole Rising Suns. We didn't steal the Caliburn, which would have been cool. But maybe they implemented it in a previous version, but I guess now it's... He got to our no-no spot. Oh, God. Reached the no-no spot. Ow. Ow. I mean, we'll throw image up just to see. Because if that works, then we can control this fight a bit better. We also can slow Gilgamesh. I'm going to try to slow Gilgamesh as well. Possibly. Because, yeah, he's getting a lot of turns before we get a turn, and that's not good. Yeah, crap ton of turns before we get a turn. But we have to heal. So Kane's going to be speeding up Rosa and himself to speed up the entire party. We got to get more turns in than what we're getting if we're going to hold a chance against Gilgamesh. And we got to counter that immediately. Okay, so he's bypassing Blink, so that's pointless. That's bad. So we can fast everyone else. I mean, Gilgamesh might be dead before that matters, but we're gonna assume he can heal himself in a big way that we don't know about. Ace. It's like healing. I think we got him. Easy there, Bogan. Trying to kill me? Well, see you around. Oh god, he's running away yet again. I'm sorry, Meeps. I know this is drawn out a lot. In his haste, Gilgamesh dropped the Caliburn. Okay. Let's take a look at this goofy thing. 148, 105, 159. So that's not greater, that much better than Excalibur, but it must be better than the Hyperion, right? Yeah, it's quite a bit better than the Hyperion. So we'll do that for now. Nothing in the open box. So a little weak there, but we did it. We beat him. Yeah. We're saving. We're going to save. Stardust. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. We care more about her magic than anything else. We're so reliant on her offensive magic. Now, the Sage is another question as well. That definitely powers up her healing. We don't rely on her any attacks or anything. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and head down. Huh. That has a drain effect. It can be good and bad if it drains undead and then we fucking get murdered from that, but still pretty cool. Oh shit. What? Yeah, let's change course on that. I love when that kicks in. Moonstars! Oh, great. These two jack-offs. Alright. Kill them like the rest. There we go. Knocked him down a bit. Yikes. And the battle is won. And get the crystal shield. Nice. That'll do, horse. That'll do. Move all that around. That's right, she doesn't have that whip on anymore. Hectoring, huh? Hmm. Raises the defense a whole bunch. Gives them multiple elemental resistances, too. Might be worth it to have on him. This edge takes so much freaking damage all the time. Alright, let's heal up. We're not gonna waste our time on these King Ryu these Ryu enemies too much. They don't give a lot of XP in their current setup, so to speak. Oh god, double behemoths. Actually, Odin doesn't cost anything. I wonder why. It didn't work. Maybe that's why. Use. There's a crystal armor. And it's immune to practically everything. We can do the dragon armor here. And the Genji armor down here, if it's better than the dark gear. It's actually not better than the dark gear. Interesting. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. That didn't look right. Just gives him... It's weaker in every element. Okay, well... Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's backtrack. Oh no. Let's see. Got him. That could have gone really bad if they all started breath attacking us back to back. In a really short fight. Yeah, we got the crystal thing, but I want the XP ring on, so we're gonna leave that alone for now. All right, Light Warrior, take care, bud. Hi, Queen. Come on, no, I figured you're still here. You're working, though. Alright, so we're still making our way. Redia leveled. Awesome. Will she ever break the 2000? Prism gown. Ooh. Well, healers get priority. That's what I say. She can wear the diamond armor. That's interesting. So that raises offensive magic, so I don't want to do that, but maybe... Nah, keep that on her. Okay, we'll put the prism here. Yeah. San Francisco's a dump. That's what happens when you just... when your politicians just destroyed. I'm not going to go into all the detail, but they've... that whole city, you can read into how it got screwed over so bad, and it's just one bad decision after another made by their local politicians, you know. And it's sad. It was once a really like a lot of people back in the day really wanted to move there, and then now people are fleeing that city in leaps and bounds now because of the condition it's been left in. I feel like I'm missing something, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I went the right way too early. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it started probably in 2019, 2020, when it really went downhill. They passed laws where you could not incriminate homeless people for defecating in public, and you could not deny people access to a facility like a eatery or your internet or anything if you're a paying business-wise, if you're a paying customer or something like that. And I think those were the two things that started the downfall, because that attracted homeless people from all over the western part of the US. Like some cities I know in the surrounding area were like, hey, our homeless people are not here anymore. This is great. And it ended up being that's what happened, was they all went to San Francisco. And we actually had cured TB. Here's an example. TB did not exist actively in the United States. It came back and it literally came back in San Francisco through the defecation problem. They reversed their decision on it, but it's going to be years before it ever corrects course. Because I believe they even hired, you could look it up, they hired poop patrols to literally go and clean up all the poop. And Meeps, when it first happened, found an app that literally was an app that told everybody where the poop was so you could avoid it. And then I think they had to shut the app down because, I don't know, I think they got sued or something for posting it or whatever by the city because it's debatable discrimination against the homeless. And it's like, no, I don't want to be, where people poop. I want to know where the poop is so I don't go there. I think some of the big businesses that are still there that are threatening to leave is like Ghirardelli Chocolate Company is threatening to leave. That was in the news a couple months ago. That's a big deal because that's a big manufacturer plant there. And the running joke is that nobody wants Ghirardelli chocolate anymore because it comes from Poopland. It's become a shitty place to live. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why. I think what it is younger generations of politicians and people are coming along going, why are these draconic laws the way they are? And it's like, they're not draconic. They're not even archaic. They're not like, there's a reason they're there. They don't bother to ask why it's there in the first place, I think is the initial problem. It's like, well, we don't like it because it's not nice. And it's like, well, okay, but did you ever bother to wonder why they put those rules there in the first place? And it's really because of problems in historical past. Like, people used to literally, in medieval times, all the way up to like the 1800s, late 1800s, mind you, they still did it too. I'm saying it was less common by, let's say the 1900s even. We'll give it that much. People would literally throw their shit out a window and it just be in the street. And it's like, that's why we created the laws that we had. And I mean, the aqueducts of Roman Empire existed, but people still did it because it just wasn't accessible to everybody, And so what did people do? They had to go somewhere. It had to go somewhere. Famous last words. It has to go somewhere. And so that's what I think really changed the outlook of society was, I mean, I had I'll give you a better example. I had an anatomy teacher in high school who said the most important organ in your body is your sphincter. And, everybody thought it was a big joke. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho. Yeah, it's your butthole. Eh. And he actually made like the shit-eatingest grin. Ooh, hey, we learned Ultima. And he looked at all of us and then he got really serious. Like, imagine a world where you couldn't stop pooping. And tell me that's a world you'd want to live in. And he starts going into very vivid examples of what society might be like if we didn't have the means to hold in our crap long enough to get into a bathroom. And and then he's like, all the disease and everything. And he said the only saving grace would be that we might evolve to not have to deal with it. Ooh, now we're going to get a Reborn. I like that. Ooh, Lunosaurs. And so looking back at that in a way is kind of funny. Not going to lie. But I mean, and then you see people in the real world just ignoring that kind of thought because, I mean, imagine, and I look at it like with my private students that I've worked with over the years, they kind of, unfortunately, are the poster childs for this world because a lot of them, strangely enough, I recollect vividly many of them not taking their history classes very seriously. Which is a problem. I think it's clearly one of the major factors that led to some of this is if you don't know what the world was like a long time ago, not even like ancient times, we're talking like 300-400 years ago. If you didn't have any idea what the world was like back then and why they enacted laws to prevent the diseases in the future, then clearly you'll never grasp the point of having those things today. You know, you'll just think of it as, oh, it's these laws from like back in medieval times. Just because it's an old law doesn't make it wrong or bad. Not technically. Oh no, they put wall on themselves. I'm gonna nuke myself. No! Kane, jump before it happens. Jump! I guess they can't reflect it? I mean, I'll take it. That's pretty good. But, I mean, that's the crux of most of the arguments is people are actively not learning from their history, unfortunately. And this is what happens. This is just eco-sociologically repeating the same mistakes that our ancestors made. And in an attempt to correct it, people are arguing with each other over trivialities. It's like, no, we don't want, these things to happen to groups of people, but there's reason why we have those rules in place. It's not just for the protection of everybody. I mean, TB is passed through fecal. One of the ways you get tuberculosis is to pass it through fecal matter, which is what ended up happening in San Francisco. And it's because of our sanitation laws is why nationwide why it hadn't come back in so long. Because we actually keep it clean. So, and then people look at you like you're insane for saying that. It's like, well, but that's true. Here's all the documentation. Here's everything you need to know about it right here. Here you go. This is the science. And then they're like, well, I don't trust the science. It's like, wait a minute. But then you believe in global warming. So you agree with some science, but you either trust scientific fact or you don't. Now, could there be biased scientific fact? Absolutely. But this is over stuff we've known for hundreds of years that has not been disproven or changed. So they're not gonna sell me on that. Because at that point you're almost a flat earther when you're denying that kind of stuff. It's like, no, you're doing it. I get, again, road to hell is paved in good intentions. People have really good intentions. I admire the good intentions behind everything that they're doing. I get it. But your good intentions are becoming a hazard to daily life of everyone else, and it's not improving the lives of the people it's supposed to be helping. It's just not. It's actually making it worse. Because tuberculosis is definitely one of those things you don't want to die from. It's very painful death to die from TB. Nobody would ever want that. I wouldn't want that for I don't know. I have some pretty big enemies. I might want them to suffer a wee bit, but generally you don't want people to suffer from it. So, just saying. Okay, so we got extra dragon shields. I don't even know what I would use those for unless the characters can benefit from them. No, she can't use it. She probably can't use it either. But I mean, that's the internal debate that we got to figure out, and we have to be civil to each other in order to have these conversations. And to me, that's the most important thing. And the problem is nobody wants to be civil. People just want to scream at each other and point fingers at each other. Oh, ribbon is not. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong. So we lose 1 point of magic. To gain all the resistances. I think we'll take all the resistances. So it's like, that's why I feel like we're stuck sometimes with getting anything done. It's just misinformation. People are so misinformed. And it's not even like people making shit up today. It's like they apparently slept through a history class or don't remember any of it because of reasons. And I don't know. Whoever's responsible for people not knowing this stuff should be held accountable, in my opinion. But we're gonna get off that subject because I know it gets people's panties in a bunch. But you guys mostly know my stance. I'm the weirdest political individual because I don't agree with any side. Yet I understand how the mechanizations work at the same time, and that's the thing. If we could fix a lot of the world problems without little impact to our daily lives, we would have done it already. The problem is people don't want to give stuff up. I always tease the get off oil people because they have cell phones and electronic devices and most heavy duty plastics that are used for technology purposes are made from refined oil products. So it's like, well, you'd have to give all that up. Circuit boards are a big one. You'd have to give up circuit boards. You'd have to give up a large plethora of things, you know, and then you tell them that, and then they think about it for 5 seconds, and they're like, well, why would I have to give that up? It's like, because it's refined from fossil fuel technology, and it's refined straight up from fossil fuels. They look at you like you're an alien from another planet, and then you show them, and they're like, well, I'm sure we could find another way to do it. And I'm like, you think if we could do that, we would have done it already? We have other materials we can use instead of plastic. Wood and metal. Those are your options. Wood and metal. Metal is expensive and heavy, and wood catches fire. So, technically, metal's the better way to go. We're already starting to do that, actually. We're getting off of plastic bottles and going to aluminum. So it's already going in the right direction, but I had been saying we need to go to aluminum bottles for 25 years. And people thought I was insane. Like, no, that would make everything heavier and more expensive. Should take an apolitical take, so. Well, that's true with certain discrepancies. Because, yeah, the argument, I get the argument. It's, oh, they gave us this shitty world, blah, 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 blah. I get that. Okay, don't get me wrong there. I totally get that. I sympathize with that. Oh, the glass is significantly stronger in defense. Crystal gives me resistance to lightning and neutralizes itself. Nah, we'll go with the glass. The issue, though, is that the boomer generation put in an infrastructure that does work. That's the point of contentment that some people have. Okay, they put in technically an infrastructure that worked. The problem was that infrastructure required maintenance, and it required constant, you know, upgrading and altering, and all the mechanizations were there to do that. Okay, it was all there. You know, nobody argues that it wasn't there, blah, 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 blah. It was always there. The issue with it, wholeheartedly, is that they didn't really explain it very well to people. And so it's kind of like the South Park episode where nobody knows how to fix anything anymore. It's literally that, right? To a degree. It's that's the inherent problem. Okay, so we have the means to grab more goodies. Nice. So, I mean, as much as I think it's an easy out to blame it on the boomers. But at the same time, the boomers did leave us the means to sort it out, and we chose not to do that. Like, for example, we could have gone back to the moon. We could have done more space travel and try to have a better resource intake by exploring space. The later generations after the boomers chose not to do that. They just literally chose not to do that. So it wasn't the boomers, it was the people after the boomers that didn't want to do that. And you could, and it's all debatable. It's all within the realm of there's different takes on what could have been done and what couldn't have been done, and so on and so forth. But I do think that a lot of it was just time mismanagement and not continuing in endeavors, and instead changing course. And I remember, and Monica, you should remember this too. We were promised flying cars by the year 2000, that those would be mainstream. Everybody would have one. You know, we were all promised that stuff, and it never, goofily enough, it never happened, right? It never came to fruition. Right, we never got our flying cars. We were never going to get our flying cars. It was all, you know, it was all just, but we were in the direction of doing that. But I think what happened was, between the boomer generation and then Gen X and millennials, regulation and over-regulation. Yeah, but it's not here, and we need to figure out why wasn't it here. And I think it was because over-regulation, taking things too far. Now, to be fair, I don't want to live in a world with flying cars, you know, the more I think about it. And maybe that's also part of it, because imagine somebody drunk driving a flying car into the side of your house, you know. That was Meeps's take on that. And I actually was like, you know what? That's a good point. I don't think I want flying cars. So she was right when you look at it that way. But the other element is we're trying so hard to protect the planet Earth in our country that we forget where the problems actually are. There was a guy at Harvard who did an entire study on if all Western countries gave up on and like went completely green, we still could not fix the pollution problem. And the reason being is because all the things that we need in order to stop the problem, all the equipment and all of the technology and everything is made in the countries that are polluting the most. And it's like, well, if we tell them to stop polluting, then we don't have the equipment we need to solve the problem. Theoretically. And to keep everybody's standard of living the same. You know, there's that too. So if you include all of that, it actually explains why we don't do it. And why it's a fool's errand to do it. In a way. In a way. Not completely, not 100%, but it explains why it's a fool's errand. And why we're not going to get there. Because it's not about Western countries getting cleaner. They're already pretty darn clean. The issue has to do with the fact that, unfortunately... Ooh. Nice. Well, hold on. Oh, wait. We lose a lot of white magic. But she gets a lot of defense. But she doesn't really get any big... Okay, you know what? Let's keep that. But anyway, that's a viewpoint of what it all is. It's like, oh, hey, I still want to have my standard of living, but I want everybody else to stop doing their standard of living. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Guess we'll do that. If we can afford to do less damage as long as we can... I don't know. We'll leave it like that for now. But it's a very... again, it's not an easy answer. There's no easy answer to any of it. And to presume that there is an easy answer is kind of dumb. I mean... You're just, at that point, just guessing what's going to work and what's not going to work. Right? But... yeah, I mean, I remember there was a dude who had this really cool idea, and it is a cool idea. He wanted to put O2 scrubbers on tops of big skyscrapers to clean the air. And the reason that the project didn't go through, was they did the math, and they're like, but in order to get the scrubbers, you're going to pollute this much to make those parts for that. You know, and so it's like it's a catch-22, you know, or you're screwed if you do, screwed if you don't situation. And it's just, I don't know what their plan is, or it wasn't exactly that. It was something like that though, that they were constantly arguing about like how to go about it, and still to this day I don't think they have an idea. There was a guy who made this thing, working on a project called the Bloom Box. And every home in America was going to have a Bloom Box. And it was literally a fuel cell that ran on mineral oil. And that died off. Because I don't think there's enough resources to accommodate. And the weird thing was, deep in the core lies of the AI, it is immune to all types of elements. Okay, that's good to know. And I think a big element of that... ooh. Here we go. Our good weapons. A spear. Oh, light. Oh god, 2 plagues. No. It's just a shitty situation. We're not killing her fast enough. Guess I should have probably killed. Oh, there we go. Well, not quite. Would have been nice earlier. Come on, plague me again, bro. No, they're not condemning. Did they just like screw up somehow? I mean, did it fuck up? Nope, there it goes. You right, sweetie?
Yeah.
Nice. God, I probably should have just opened with that. Dark gear, another dark gear and thief. Cool. But like all things, it's far more complicated than that, and that we can discuss here. Love to talk about it with like a physicist or something. Or even a city planner would be pretty good. Whoa, that's real good. That's some good killing potential right there. Let's heal everybody up. Damn, that thing's strong. Alright, let's store. We could use that. Sorcerer, dragon, Genji. Put those in. May as well put the Hyperion in there too. And that. Alright, let's head back and save. But yeah, I still want my flying cars. I don't know. We're supposed to be like the Jetsons, man. The Jetsons. We're now just starting to get some of the Uber weapons, which is good, because I was kind of getting... I forget how deep you have to go to get to them. And now Kane's got his. That's great. Let me change this. Still the same enemy, though. It should be the battle there. Oh, not quite. One of them's down. The other one's almost down. Got another Reabone and a dragon. Even better. Gonna go right on Rudy, I think. Because she has some white magic. Cecil should be immune to almost everything. Versus Rosa, who's literally immune to everything. This will remove the gold pin, though, but I think it'll be a worthy upgrade. No longer resistant to bolt lightning anymore, but I think it's still a good upgrade. Hmm. $10,000 and nope. Really don't need to fight most of this. Just trying to get the other gear. Yes. I'm gonna walk one fucking step. Oh no. What have I done? I did not fucking hover. God, float. God damn it. That's it. That's all she wrote. I should have started the fight with that. God damn it. And then that wouldn't have mattered. Okay, at least we're on the right track now. We know what to do. We did save between all the fights, I believe. There's the holy, and then she should have a ribbon. It's not. Did I not come back and save after I grabbed the ribbon? I did not. Oh, god damn it. Well, let's go get it. I might be stopping soon because we are getting to the point though where we're going to be picking up all the I believe we're going to pick up all the good stuff, so to speak, gear wise. I know I wanted to finish it today, but I feel like we're not going to get there because there's still so much we got to do. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can, but I don't expect it to come to fruition. And hopefully have an answer. Do I think it was done by the CIA? I think it was done. If it was done, the most likely candidate would be the military-industrial complex. was actually something that President Dwight D. Eisenhower warned us about in hindsight, or not in hindsight, at the end of World War II. He warned that it would be a very dangerous thing to have. And that corporate interests and things like that would gain control over large stakes of the government, and micro wars would erupt from that. And he was right. That is what actually ended up happening. So he was not wrong to instill us that fear. Do I think the CIA was involved? If they were involved in any capacity of a coup or some sort, or some action of that ilk, if the American people ever were to find out, it would be a permanent stain on the intelligence industry as a whole. Is that a risk that the CIA is willing to take? No, I don't think the CIA would take that risk. Now, with that said, there's another element to that. Would they cover it up? Yeah, sure. They don't want to look like idiots. Same with the FBI. They don't want to look like idiots. They're going to redact anything that I think would show their incompetence in protecting the president during that incident. So there's two men. I think it might be mildly lazy to assume that the CIA was just directly involved. Does that mean that there was no CIA involvement? No, it's a gray area. What level? Did individuals in the military-industrial complex have any kind of monetary power and blackmail over those involved in the CIA? That's very likely, you know. Could family members, relatives, people involved in the military-industrial complex have connections to the CIA and the FBI? Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it for a minute. But I do think that at its core level, to say that the CIA did it, I think is pretty out there. Because you're ignoring the more likely and more plausible entity, which is a group of entities in and of itself, the military industrial complex. So we're talking everybody who would have profited from all of the later wars that we had. Straight up. If there was a war that could be profited off of, that would be, Bell Helicopter had a huge stake in it because they were developing the helicopter for Indochinese warfare. I mean, the movie JFK does address that, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Donald Sutherland's character, Mr. X, who later revealed himself, so we actually know that this dude existed and he worked for the CIA, and everything he said was kind of true. He did say it was more about the military-industrial complex than anything else, and I agree with him. I mean, they were the ones to profit the most from JFK's death. The CIA had no personal gain. The FBI had no personal gain. They had the most to lose. Their credibility was at stake when he was assassinated. So I don't think that they would have willingly allowed it to happen. I do think that there were people in there that assisted the military-industrial complex into it happening. That I'm more willing to buy than the CIA just outright doing it. I mean, and just historically, that is a thing. And so Occam's razor sometimes is true. The most likely reason for something to happen sometimes can be the actual answer in and of itself, right? So, I think that the military-industrial complex used every connection they had to get it to happen, and I do believe, to that same extent, that the CIA and the FBI covered up as much as they could because they didn't want to be embarrassed by the fact that they allowed their president to die on their watch, which could have, in turn, shown their inability to do their jobs. It would have shown them as ineffective, and it would have been an beyond. No one would ever trust the FBI or the CIA in the future. especially the companies and the corporations that invest in those intelligence agencies as well. So it's, again, it's like most history, it's a very big gray area. But I think the perpetrators would have been individuals who owned stakes in, I would say owned the most stakes even for the military-industrial complex positions. So I used Bell Helicopters as an example. It's all alleged, right? None of it can be proven, right? So there's no point in attempting to try to prove any of it. It's all been redacted, covered up. So there's no way I think going forward we'll ever know. But we can at least say that with some certainty, due to the people who've come forward, that the CIA bot and the FBI did a lot of botching up of the entire incident, right? And because of the botch ups, we will probably never get a full picture of who, we'll never be able to paint a picture of who did what, you know, and anybody who was guilty of it is pretty much gone, right? They're long deceased. So we'll never, I don't believe we'll ever actually know the truth. We'll just be kind of stuck in an unfortunate limbo for, you know, going forward with it. But I would start, my first, the primary suspects would be all of the individuals who had stock and held some kind of monetary gain from the military industrial complex, and all of their connections inside the governments that they had due to people that they financed elections and all of that. You know, it's all funnels into that. Because you would think Lyndon B. Johnson, who was JFK's vice president, would not have wanted to go to Vietnam if JFK did not want to go to Vietnam, right? That's one of the big giveaways, that there was something involved to that absurd degree. So yeah, that's really that's my interpretation of that entire incident. So I guess to answer your question, do I think the CIA is responsible? Or do I think that the CIA pulled it off? I don't think so. I don't think they did it. I think that people in the CIA told others to stand down and to not do their jobs. And then in the same time, when Kennedy was assassinated, they didn't want to look like idiots, so they covered up everything that showed their botch of the entire situation. That to me seems more likely what would have happened, if that makes sense. But to create a conspiracy about it, or the conspiracy that was created around it, I mean, I do believe there was a second gunman on the grassy knoll. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna not admit to that existing. I think that really happened. The magic bullet theory is the most atrocious lie ever given to the American people. And I do think that is the FBI and CIA trying to cover up their botch. You know, because initially they said there was one gunman. Now they want to go back and say, no, there was actually more than that. There's some people who speculate that was intentional, and I do understand why they might have said that the magic bullet theory was legit, and I think part of it was they didn't want too much information to be made clear until they've actually figured out who it was. And I think they never did. I think that the CIA and the FBI didn't really find who did it. If it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. Or was he just one of the three and he was the only one to get caught? I mean, he said himself he was a patsy. And he could very well be. He could also just be bullshitting himself too, to create more people's awareness to look for the real solution. But I mean, ultimately, I don't know. It's worth looking at, but until we get a non-redacted version of what happened, which when they released the JFK files, everything was freaking redacted. Everybody was fucking furious. I was one of them. I'm like, well, what the hell? If we don't get to see what the FBI knew in its entirety, then we ended up learning nothing about the assassinations at all. We got no closer to solving who killed JFK than we did, you know, before they released the information. And to me, that's just abysmal. That we got nothing out of the FBI documents. But the one thing I do think we did get was the knowledge that it's probably more likely that the CIA FBI covered up their screw up of not protecting the president. And I do think that who did it did have connections to the CIA and the FBI, but you also have to think of it too in a sense that how are you going to get an entire operation from top to bottom to how are you going to get that entire operation to concede that nothing happened, or that they were not involved? Somebody in the FBI is going to move up the ranks and find out what happened, right? But that never happened. That never, you know, not every dude in the FBI is, I swear, going to keep everything for all time a secret. You know, I do think that there's just stuff that will, one, never know, and two, I think the CIA and the FBI didn't really know. I think people give them too much credit. Sometimes. I don't know why they give them that much credit, but they do. I mean, look at like, here's an example of that I can give that's really good. Look at like what the FBI knew about serial killers in the 70s. That we've actually made documentaries and TV shows about it. They didn't know very much. They really didn't know jack squat about them until they sent two guys working in a basement who were put in a basement to look into serial killer behavior, right? So they didn't really know as much as I think people give them credit for knowing. And I do think they were more worried about the Russians during the Cold War than they were worried about themselves, to be fair. You know, and worried about like some kind of, you know, usurping or, you know, changing the hands of government and stuff. So, I don't know. What do you take on my thought on that? I mean, usually the most likely candidate to be responsible for something is probably it, but the CIA had nothing to gain from that, other than embarrassment. So I don't see why people think it would have been the CIA as a whole. Mind you. I guess we'll heal and save again. They're putting a lot of extra save points in here. I kind of like that. I mean, what's your take on it? The Weaver. Ooh. Yeah, I don't believe anybody could sit there and legitimately think that that was legit. I do think that the CIA covered up their fuck up more than anything else. Okay, so if I use Mega Flare, I'm gonna get hit with Mega Flare. So I gotta do something else. We'll just let him kill us at this point. There's no way we can win. So hitting him with Mega Flare would be a bad idea, unless I can counter Mega Flare with Wall, but he hits with Nuke a lot, and he's reflecting it off himself, so that means we wouldn't have the means to heal. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is going to be one of those things that Eventually, it will not be fully unredacted, and we'll finally get to know, but I don't know. I even think that it's permanently redacted. I think they fucking marked it up so bad we'll never truly know what happened, and I guess we'll have to live with that. He doesn't hit Rydia with it for some reason. That's weird. Could have been. I don't see why anybody directly involved with the killing would do it. I mean, because that would be a liability. So I don't think anybody involved would have been CIA based. I think they would have been. I don't think they would have been involved in the CIA at all. Because if they get caught, they'll show that it was the CIA that was doing it, and that would be insanely bad, right? So I don't think it would have been a CIA related person involved. It seems too. It would seem too dangerous or too much of a risk. It's not going to be up to a president to disclose it. That's I think ultimately what most people like me are upset about in its entirety. It's not going to be a president that decides to do that. Presidents don't have control of the CIA and what they do. That's I think that's a misconception. They can tell CIA members to do things that they want, but it doesn't mean that they're going to do it. And then the question is, well, who controls the CIA? It's usually the military, a military element of some sort, is my understanding from people who I know have worked with red tape issues. Strangely enough, I have family who, my father specifically worked on red tape projects. And it was, he would meet FBI and CIA people rarely, but they were all representing the U.S. military. So it's going to... Now, theoretically, and here's the point that people do make, is that the president has say, right? The president is in charge of the military. But if that's true, then how could that have happened, right? How could he have been assassinated by the same entity that was supposed to be debatably protecting him? So there you go. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm hoping we find out what really happened. I guess that's all it does. It doesn't do the different healing options. Oh well. I do hope that someday we find out. But I also hope that when that day comes, people will not revolt versus just try to solve the problem going forward. It's like, okay, this is how this all happened. These are the things that led to it happening. We need to ensure that these things will never happen again. How, as a society, can we do that? How can we in our own government ensure that never happens again? That would be the more appropriate thing, I think, personally, to do. Is that what's going to happen when the truth comes out? I doubt it. It'd be nice if it happened. It'd make most of our lives freaking easier, wouldn't it? I don't think that's going to work. I just don't think we can really use black magic on him. Or any kind of offensive magic. So I'm trying to think what we can do with Rydia instead. I worry if we hit him with any magic damage, he's going to turn around and use his OP attack on us. He's going to use Giga Flare, and I don't want to get hit by that. So I figure let's just not give him a reason to use it. Then it's going to drag the fight out quite a while. I guess I could put wall on Rydia. So he doesn't seem to be attacking her. He's got 30,000, so he's half dead. Yeah, just beat him down. He's already half dead. But, I mean, like I said, I still think we're going to find out it was, at the end of the day, the military-industrial complex. It's going to be a bunch of people who... I think their family lines will probably be more than extinct by the time we get around to dealing with the people that did it, Or it's going to be so far in the past, it's not going to matter, by the time we find out. But ultimately, I think it's the military-industrial complex, and was it for the worst or the betterment of American society is really the question. I mean, without their growth, there is an element to that people don't like to admit to. Without that growth, we wouldn't have the strongest military in the nation. We may not have even won the Cold War. When you think about it, there's a chance we may not have there's a chance we would have lost the Cold War because our technology would not be more advanced than the Soviets. That is completely debatable but you know what I mean? But because usually war is what advances technology, whether we like it or not. Even commercial technology, it's usually some kind of war and war technology that furthers regular technology. So it's a thing. It's a thing that nobody likes to admit to. But it's something to think about. I'm not suggesting that it was good that happened, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that. I'd be insane to suggest that. Okay, he's almost dead. Another Triton. Rudy also learned Sunflare. And Cecil learned a new spell. Cool. Cheaper than Nuke. Cecil learned Wool. That's nice. That he's like getting stuff that actually is relevant. And then equip the Ragnarok. Let's see how much better that is over Excalibur. So 150, 110, 180. A little less defense, but that's okay for the bonuses that we get from it. Nice. Can Kane equip Excalibur? Probably not. Didn't think so. Well, so that gives us that weapon. Let's go back. So really, we just need Edge's other sword. Maybe a few other things. But hopefully that answers some of your question. I mean, I don't have that answer. I don't think anybody who'd be streaming on Twitch or YouTube would have that answer. And I don't think any president would be able to give us that answer either. I think it's just far too convoluted and fucked with beyond, beyond report. It's like we're never going to really probably ever know what happened. Even if we learn who did it, we'll be speculating why they did it forever. I don't think we'll ever really know why it happened. And we'll just be sitting there joking about it. I wonder who killed JFK. I think Oliver Stone's movie, though, was on the right track. I think he's, when it comes to media coverage, I think his theories were very well thought. And that wasn't even his theories. He was making a movie about the prosecutor from New Orleans who sought the truth. I think he picked somebody, what was his name? Something Clay. I forget. Clay Shaw. I think Clay Shaw might have been in. It's hard to say if he was involved or not. That clearly couldn't prove it in a court of law. I do think Clay Shaw might have been one of those that benefited from the death of JFK. So I think there's something to it. That I think there's something to it. I can't. We'll never probably know the truth of what happened to Kennedy, but I like to think that some of the people were on the right track. The first individual who was an attorney to try to prove JFK's case, I forget the guy's name, Mr. Garrison, not Mr. Not Mr. Garrison from South Park. I think his name was Garrison, something Garrison. I forget who it is. I'm sorry, I forget the lawyer. That tried to prosecute Clay Laverne Shaw, but I have a feeling if anybody knew, he probably had the most information available at the time to figure it out. And I know, we all know his grandkids probably have looked into this, because it was his dying wish, was to figure it out when that got disclosed. So I don't know how to get to that chest. Why do I not? I'm not going to worry about it. I can't be one of the secret weapons, but still. But, part of me wonders, like, what they were able to piece together from the documentation. There's also a documentary, I think, on Amazon Prime that actually covers Oliver Stone's theory now, with the disclosure information. It's called What JFK Is Now or something, or the Oliver Stone JFK movie meaning now, with all the new information we got, which wasn't very much. That really helps us answer anything. But I do think that I haven't watched it yet. It's on my to watch list, because I don't think Meeps really would be interested in watching a 3.5 hour long documentary on what we originally knew to what we now know. But it's one of those things, like, if I'm sitting by myself, do grinding or in a game or something, maybe I'll take a look at it, because I am curious to see if Oliver Stone was able to find out anything from that, and did Garrison's ancestors dig deeper into finding out who was involved, so yeah. So, and here's a theory. Like I said that I think the guilty parties were people who had political connections with, who were people that were profiteering from the military-industrial complex, right? Okay, that's who I think was involved. The assassinations of people who knew who was involved could have been taken out by the CIA. We're talking about, like, Jack Ruby. We're talking about the people who were, all Clay Laverne Shaw's alleged cohorts that were killed off. The one that Meeps likes to reference, in the movie, he says, it sounds like he's saying, oh god, it's Don Cheadle, but it's the dude who plays the villain, who plays one of the robbers in Home Alone. He's in that JFK movie. That guy died suddenly from an overdose after he said he would never kill himself. He ended up dying. It's the whole what's his name story all over again. Well, it's the prequel to that. Epstein. It's the whole Epstein thing all over again. It's like when Epstein said he wasn't going to kill himself. I'm like, I wonder if it's going to be like that guy who might have known something about JFK's assassination. And then that guy went and OD'd on drugs, but he was afraid of death. And actually, I think the court proved that he didn't kill himself, but they don't know who did. So again, lo and behold, that's mystery upon mystery, in the words of that character, enigma wrapped in an enigma inside an enigma, inside of the asshole of an enigma. We'll never know what really, I think, happened, and I do feel bad about that, unfortunately. I think we'll never find out what legitimately happened, because it's just too much bullshit standing in the way of all of it. Can we run from this? No. Oh yeah, we can. Okay, I was gonna say, I thought we could. I don't feel like dealing with that at this exact moment. But hopefully that's to give you some insight. Hey, maybe that's a talking point next time you see your father. I talked to this guy who thinks it's the military industrial complex. Let me show you this video of him ranting about it for like an hour. And see if you think he might be onto something. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm kind of anti-corporate America. And here's the funny thing, old liberals used to be that way. They used to be very anti-corporation until the corporations became the technology companies. Okay? Now it's the other way around. It's the reverse. It's like pro all these technology companies. And I'm like, well, what the hell? They were the enemy, weren't they the enemy? They're the ones polluting. They're the ones controlling information and all of that. And we were supposed to be against that. And then all of a sudden it turned on itself. Because Republicans used to be the party that was always pro big corporation. They're not that anymore. Which isn't true. They still are, but it's the old corporations that we used to be naysayers towards. You know, and then people think, oh, well, you know, it's like Google and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, they technically pollute just as bad as other corporations. You forget about the servers that run their software and all of that. That produces heat. That produces O2, significant amounts of O2. The blade of the blackness blade. Ooh, the blade of black, bring it. This is going to be another nasty Ogo Pogo. Nothing beats Chessie. Fight me. Chessie is the greatest of all sea monsters. Ooh, that hurt though. Just to keep our HP up. Or your father-in-law, I'm sorry. I was saying your father earlier, my bad. Father-in-law. Bet he's weak to that. I didn't pay attention to what his scan was. I was too busy trying to navigate menus and think about what I wanted to do. That was not offensively driven, but 10,000. That's still pretty good. But if he's going to counter with that every time, it's going to be nasty. Oh, geez, I just got a mention a news thing that said the Jeopardy host is fired. Is that Jennings? Ken Jennings? Did they fire him? Did he poop in the piss water? What did he do? Oh, Bialik has announced that she's been fired from Jeopardy. I wonder why. How do you get fired from Jeopardy? It takes effort. Let's see if Bahamut does more damage. That's bad. That's really bad. He's gonna hit us with it maybe a couple times here. Nope. Okay. Speed rose up. Oh, it was Bialik. Do we know why she was fired? Shitkin? What did she do? Poop in the producer's coffee? That does a little bit more damage. I think we'll go with that. As long as we can stay alive long enough to do it. Bialik stuck in bloom. How you doing, sweetie? That was pointless. Oh, with the actor strike? Why? Because she was on strike? Which is what I said was going to happen. All those people going on the actor strike was going to just get shit canned. Because you can't trust them anymore to do their job. They're just going to fucking leave if they're going to do that, you know? I wonder if that's what it is about. Let's just Cecil's down. This is the last, I think, of the special weapons. So hopefully we can win this fight. This is a hard fight. Be nice to win this fight. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't use him for some reason. I'm not gonna espouse to why that he didn't get used, but I have theories. Because I have no evidence for any of it, so I'm not gonna, you know, project what I think happened versus what probably really happened. But I have theories of why they didn't keep him, but they're nothing bad or anything. God, that attack. So much damage. He's still standing. What the hell? That didn't last long. Oh, it's a double, even better. Now we're doing less damage all of a sudden. What the hell? What the? Why did it? I wasn't holding the button down or anything. What the hell happened? Oh, he died, so okay. At least that's what happened, and nothing worse. And another glass helmet, nice. And the Masamune! Allegedly Edge's best sword. That would be the case. All right. The glass helmet is of interest because it's better than the other helmets that we've seen. Might be better than crystal too. Let me take a look. 104. Don't care about his holy magic all that much. It's better defense by a large margin. Talking 23 defense. I think we'll do that because Cecil already has it. I mean, I guess we could put it on Edge if he can equip it, but I doubt it. I mean, it doesn't have it on him. So let me check real quick, but I have a feeling this is the better deal. And we'll probably stop. Oh, he can wear it. Look at that. That gets his defense over 101, which was 77, so that's big. Maybe we'll try that out for a little while. Though it makes him no longer immune to dragon damage, but, you know, who cares? Oh, this dude. Hey, it's the evil mask. He bounces shit off him like a jack-off. Well, that's a lot of damage. And he put wall on all of us. That's never good. So we did really good today. We got all the ultimate weapons. We're heading to the final boss area, but I think I'm gonna stop. Meeps, I think, is hungry. I'm sure she's hungry. We were gonna run some errands, I think, too, right? Well, nobody's freaking gotten a hold of me today at all. So my understanding will be that we are going to do whatever we're gonna do, and when they complain later, be like, nobody told us what's going on. Nobody communicates to us anymore, you know? And that's their problem, not ours, right? They want to spend time with us. They need to frickin', you know, tell us what's going on, right? And, you know, because we were going to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow, but, I mean, God, it's like almost 4 o'clock. And nobody said anything. I'm starting to wonder if there was no real plan. You know what I mean? Which is probably likely, you know? I'm not gonna be able to, so I mean the only other option is I can keep playing this and beat it tonight, which another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most. But I think we can stop. Right, Meeps? What do you think? Okay. We got really far. We found all the secret weapons. If I beat the game tomorrow, you know, we could have a short stream tomorrow, or I could pop open, yeah, we'll just have a short stream, because I don't want to go from this game right into the second game, because I need to set it up and make sure it's streaming and working and all that. Heavy Rain, I think I said, and then after that we'll do Shining Force 2, the War of the Gods, is what I think we'll do after that. I have plans. And then after that, I don't know. I might even do something in between, because I think Meeps got me a Christmas present, and I might be really excited to play. But I don't know yet, because I don't know what it is. It'd be a surprise. Alright, take care, Monica. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you all for stopping by, because we're going to be stopping right now. When we come back, we will probably beat the game and see if there's a post-game or what the deal is with that. And if there's a post-game, we'll do it. If there's not a post-game and I have to do New Game Plus, then we're going to have to... I'm going to make it a thing, if we have to do a New Game Plus, that I will privately power through the game. You know, get all the stuff, do all the things I'm supposed to be doing, power through the game. And then when we get to the lunar point, to this point of the game, you know, with all the whatever's done, because who knows what will happen when we have 2 Masamunes, if the game even goes that route. Once we get to that point, we'll make an executive decision on how to go about all the secondary content, all that other content that they have. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.